Hello everyone, this is J-Pop, and this is the second match against Cheshire, the Teal Zerg against me, J-Pop for life, as the Purple Terran, and the map is Tal'Darim Altar. Once again, this is one of the larger maps with a whole bunch of expansions all over the place. And we have spawned in the cross-map positions, the farthest positions that we could have, so this is expected to be a longer macro-style match, but we will see what happens. You never quite know what happens in a match. Everybody could do something different. You don't have to follow the general concept of the map. Yeah, it makes sense because the rush distances are longer, but then again, you are more unprepared if they decide to do something super early. Cheshire doing a little overpull trick, so he gets an extra drone out before the Overlord. Actually, he decided to do it before the Overlord, so he'll get better economy now, but not quite as good later. I'm not sure which one is better. I haven't done the calculations. I don't really play Zerg, so I'm not going to concern myself too much with that. And he puts down a spawning pool and is continuing to make drones. So once again with that very early spawning pool. And here I am sending out my SCV to scout. Just going to check the pathing. Going to check down here. And his next step is up that direction, well there, and then all the way up to there. That's how I do my pathing. Gas going down, barracks going down. Nothing too unusual going on here on my end. And okay, I'm gonna tell you guys right now that Cheshire, there should be one more match because the divisions were in groups of 10, so you face 9 matches because you can't face yourself. And this is round 8, but this is actually the last match. Not the last game, but the last match that I have in this tournament. As the next opponent that I was supposed to face did not show up, so I got a forfeit win there. So this is my last match, and that's just the way it goes. There's nothing I can really do about it. So I got the gas, got the orbital along the way, everything going really standard. Haven't found the Zerg yet. Neither has the Zerg found me. And I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna see the hatchery go down, and I see a couple Zerglings out, so I pretty much figure that he has gone for some sort of pool and then hatchery opening, and I'm just looping my SCVs around here just as long as possible. I don't really need to see inside of his base to know what's going on. It's so early in the game, he can't do too much more. And running the SCV back all the way cross map just will not work, so I let him die. Just wanted to see if any more Zerglings would pop out, try to figure out what's going on. And we have a barracks and another barracks. So I've got 3 barracks going down. Got gas on the way. And dropping a supply depot because right now I'm supply blocked. Very pro status of me. Zergling's going around trying to find where I'm at because he hasn't actually scouted me. Overlord knows that I'm not over there, so it's going to go to the south. Zergling is going to find me, so he's going to know exactly where I'm at. Am I still supply blocked? I was supply blocked for a long time. Zergling dies up against the big wall of barracks. So Zergling going to check the front of my base. Overlord moving back. The hatchery finishes for Cheshire. He's got a lot of drones. How many drones did he have? 23 drones. And he's getting his second gas. Queen out already on the field. And what is my opponent going to do next? Rearranging. Got my tech lab down. Got a tech lab down here in the back. Starting to make marauders. Not making anything out of this barracks. Am I at least making SCVs? I am. Trying to make supply depots and not get supply blocked. And nothing too special going on right now. No tech going down for Cheshire. Oh, wait. Scratch that. He is getting his layer, so he's getting a layer tech. Probably going for fast Mutalis. Maybe. Who knows? A couple more Zerglings will probably go and grab the Zelnaga watchtowers, I believe. Overlord coming in over on this end. Zergling checking to see if an expansion has gone down yet, which it has not. And I am just continuing to make SCVs here in the base. Got a bunker. Command center finally going down. Getting Marines and Marauders. Getting a lot of Marauders. I think I was overly cautious because of the Roach bust last time. So I wanted to get more Marauders because Marines do not bode well against Roaches at all. But the thing is that Marauders only good against Roaches. Against Zerglings, they pretty much get crushed by them. and he doesn't even have a Roach Warren down, so getting too many Marauders may be a bit of a mistake. I moved this barracks out here to kind of just wall it off a little bit or make sure that they have to funnel upwards, go longer if they want to come in and attack. It just helps. Every little bit helps. You'd be surprised how every inch of space matters in StarCraft 2 and actually in StarCraft 1 and probably any RTS game out there. So he's got the 2 gases going on, and he's got the Bailing Nest and the Infestation Pit already on the way. We look at the units tab, he's got 42 drones and just 3 Zerglings. He doesn't really have much of an army, but I'm not putting any sorts of pressure on my Zerg opponent. And does this Zerg... The Zerg does see the barracks down here, and it sees a couple Marines moving out. I'm not sure how much he's paying attention to that. And then landing the command center now, so I'm finally getting my expansion up. +1 on the way. Stim is now done for my units, but look at the saturation in his base. And he's got the pathogen glands going down. He's got 2 evil chambers. Got the centrifugal hooks, which give the Bailings their speed, which make them terrifying. He's got speed already for his Zerglings. Gonna take out this little Zergling right here, clean up the watchtowers, get rid of his vision. He's got 2 spine crawlers down for defense, and a 3rd, and some speedlings out onto the field. And he doesn't quite know what's going on. He doesn't know where my army's at, and he has no vision anywhere, so he's playing cautiously without knowing what's going on, using the Zerglings to attack this trouble. This is such a good idea. If you're not going to run your Zerglings around, just have them do something. Get ready for that 3rd base. I mean, destroy these rocks. It cannot hurt. And Zerglings are so fast that when you see the army, you just pull them off and go to where the army is and use them to defend. The Marines running around in pairs, because usually Zerg like to leave 1 Zergling there, and using 2 Marines to take out a Zergling is far more cost effective than trying to send 1, although I fail and put it inches away from the Xel'Naga tower. Like such a genius that I am. Expansion expansion down. If we look at the units tab, I still had it up. Still 29 workers to 48 workers. He is way ahead in economy. And he's getting a bunch of upgrades. He's getting the armor upgrade, attack upgrade, the Overlord speed upgrade, and 4 infestors. And right now I'm just sitting here with a little Marine Marauder Ball that has Stim. Do I have any other upgrades? I have Combat Shield. Getting a Tech Lab on my factory out now. And what do I see? Have I... Oh, I scanned into the base and I see the Infestation Pit, the Evil Chambers, the Bailing Nest. So I see a bunch of things coming out of there, and I dropped down my Ghost Academy. Where is my Ghost Academy? There it is. Getting the Ghost Academy to try to counteract the those infestors. Make sure I can EMP them. Otherwise, those fungal growths do massive damage to the Marine Marauder force. I mean, it's pretty terrible when you when you go up against that. Still, only a few Zerglings. We take a look at the units tab. 4 infestors, 48 Zerglings. Look at all of these Zerglings. Another command center going down. I decided that Zerg has probably got his 3rd expansion. Do I know that? No, I don't know that yet, but I figure he's got a 3rd expansion, so I'm going to get my expansion. And getting more barracks up, going for more bioplay, getting ghosts out onto the field. I've got this factory and this tech lab. I'm not doing with it anything with it yet. And still nothing going on right now. +1 upgrade for the infantry weapons is done. I'm getting the cloak for the ghosts. Zerglings are now taking every corner of the Xel'Naga tower, so he has full vision of what is going on. I'm moving out with 4 Marines to go and clean up these Zerglings. Trying to do every little bit I can, but he has 68 Zerglings. He is going mass lings here, but a lot of these lings are going to turn into Bailings, which also decimate this bio force that I got going on over here. Look at the production tab. Oh, bunch of Bailings shot a roll in, explode, and don't really do a whole lot. That was such a wasted attack. You don't want to waste Bailings like that. Not at all. Even though he did splash and do some damage, it's still something that you don't want to do. I got missile turrets set up in case of any of those infestors crawl into my base. I'll at least have some detection to try to catch them. when the time comes. And if we look at Cheshire, he's got his third up. He's got a bunch of Infestors, got a bunch of Zerglings, and Overseer. Does he know that I have? He does not. Oh, but he saw the Ghost, so he knows that I have Ghost potential for Cloak. And here are the Overlords. This looks like it's going to be a big Bane Rain going on. 4 Infestors in this Overlord is going to do a drop. And he's going down over here, and he's going to go right here to the third base. Turning the third base into a planetary fortress. And let's see, he's got Neural Parasite, he's got all the upgrades. Hasn't gotten the next upgrades for his melee units. And I'm moving out with the Marine Marauder Force. I'm going to take out these small rally of Zerglings. Planetary fortress going down. Missile turrets going up to make sure I have any detection. I'm just clearing out the watchtowers right now because since I'm getting a third base, I'm not going to try to rush and do anything with it. And I got this factory and I have not done anything with it except hotkey it. It's the only thing I've done. Look at the units tab. He has not made any drones since then. 49 drones to 48 SCVs. He's allowed me to catch up in the worker count. Need to put guys in this gas, and I have this army sitting right out here in the middle. Here come a bunch of Zerglings, and here's just my little Marine Marauder Force against 84 Zerglings, and they're gonna run around here, and I'm just sitting out here kind of flabbergasted. I come in and I see the Infestors, and I go and take out 1, 2 Fungal Growths on the Infestor, EMP, but a Fungal Growth goes out. He's took out another Infestor, take out another EMP. I'm going to take out all of these Infestors, but here come the Zerglings and the Balings, and this force is just going to... I try to micro, but there's nowhere to micro when Zerglings surround you. I cloak the Ghost, and I get away, and I'm just going to start shooting, sniping some of the Balings, doing as much damage as I can, and the Zerg is going to go for the counterattack into my base, but I do have units here. I've got Hellions up, I've got Blue Flame Hellions on the way. And he's probably most likely going to go for this third. The Overlord with the Infestors is over here. So the Zerglings are lining up. They're going to run in. They're going to hit the Planetary Fortress. And SCVs go to repair the Planetary Fortress. And the Balings are going to come in. But there are not enough Balings to drop down the Planetary Fortress. So everything goes away. And the SCVs will gladly repair this Planetary Fortress and go back to mine. If we look at the units lost tab, Zerg was probably winning up until that attack, that failed Baling attack. If he had gotten rid of this Planetary Fortress, that would have been huge, but he did not. So it was a very big step backwards. More Balings, more Zerglings, and Overseer out en route. And here I am with the Hellions, Ghosts, Marines, and Marauders. But the Infestors going to take out this Planetary Fortress is going to force the retreat. And that Planetary Fortress going down. So are all these missile turrets, all of these infested Terran. Taking out my army, but there's an engagement here. A bunch of Balings destroy most of the army. And Balings splashing up against the Marauders, but the Marauders don't. The Marauders can... You want the Marauders to take the hit from the Balings. You don't want the Marines is the key unit that Zerg is trying to take out. So, Cheshire has his third base, still has his main, hasn't gotten anything else. He's got a bunch of minerals in the bank. He's still on this Ling Infestor play. And I'm coming in here with these Ghosts, and looky here. I have a nuke already here, and I'm gonna try to have some fun with that. Blue Flame is now done, so now I have Blue Flame Hellions, I've got Marines, I've got Marine Marauder, Blue Flame Hellion, and here are all my Ghosts, all on with some amount of energy. And 1 nuke, I'm going to scan, I'm going to step back, because those headbutters really do a lot of damage. And I'll come up here to the third base, not surprised I see the third base, moving the weak Ghost out of the way. Nuke going down. I'm going to leave the rest of the Ghosts right here. These Ghosts, their tactic is to wait for the army to move. Is the army going to move? He notices the nuke. Everything decloaks, and we're going to look at how they take out those drones really quickly, and now he's going to come in and clean it up. That really was a waste. You don't want to send that many Ghosts to do that. That really was a terrible move on my part. Nuke landed but did not destroy anything. Look at the units lost tab. I am losing by a huge 2,000 amount of minerals. Third base going back down. Still got a Marine Marauder force going up over here, and I'm moving. Oh, I had to move a whole bunch of SCVs here. There probably are infestors somewhere in the vicinity here. Oh, there they are. The Overlord full of the infestors had a force. Sorry, I missed all that. What is that, 20 minutes? I'm going to go back and take a look at that when that happens. That's probably what happened to me and my army. And here come the Zerglings coming out into the front, and the infestors are here in the back. Command center trying to land again to try to get up in place, and here are the infestors inside of the base, throwing out a whole bunch of infested terror. I'm going to scan, going to take out a lot of the infestors, and even though infested terrors are good, like, they can't handle against this many Marine Marauders, and these infestors die thanks to the missile turret placed over here, but there's still an Overlord with infestors here, and I have to build a bunch of supply depots because I am now supply blocked. Zerg with his Zerglings, hanging out in the front of my base. Overlord over here spotting if anything that it wants to spot. And then expansion going down. Planetary Fortress being rebuilt again. I probably should move these SCVs, and also finally putting guys back in. Oh, and I see a bunch of Banelings here and a bunch of infestors. And am I doing anything about it? I'm going to stem. And these Banelings are very close to being done. The infestors are just waiting back, and I'm going to dart up here, and the Banelings come out and just demolish the Marine force that I have. And here he has a whole bunch of infestors, but his attention is not in there. Where's his attention? Now he's finally bringing out a bunch of infested Terran, but there are no ground units to hold this up, so I'm actually having a heyday with these Marines and Marauders. I'm going to scan. I'm going to try to take out all of the infestors that are just hanging out around here. But plenty of the infestors still live. We look at the food deficit, 90, 120 food, so just a mere 80 for my force. Got the planetary back up, mining from it again. There are a bunch of infestors moving on them, moving on the ground. Always such a pain when you have those infestors. These infestors over here are just still chilling. Oh, did I just see it move? Infestors going down. It looks like he's going to do harassment again here in the main with them. And he's going out. He lobs a whole bunch of infested Terran. And the infested Terran pop out. And killing all the SCVs there. Doing damage to the missile turrets, so that they can't detect the infestors. And I'm forced to lift up the command center. Infestors hop out and leave. Wow, excuse me. That's the second time I've done that. I have trouble breathing today, apparently. And I'm scrambling around. And the infestors are in my base, shooting my production facilities, but it's towards the end of it. But then the Zergling through the front door, and all I have is a few measly units to try to hold this off, and a bunch of Zerglings taking out the Marines and Marauders. And I'm trying to rush everything back to defend from this Zergling attack. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of infested Terran here at the next planetary fortress. Cheshire is just doing work. SCVs are forced to fight off against the Zerglings, which is never ever a good idea. If we look at the units tab, 26 Zerglings to 50 drones. Cheshire should really have made a lot more drones, so you have a much higher economy. Should be getting another base. He has map control. He's pushed me back. He has destroyed my third base with all of these infested Terran. And here I am moving out with my SCVs, Marines, and Marauders. I am moving my command center to this location over here. This command center is still lifted up in the air. I have trying to spend as much money as I can, get it as big of a force as I can get, and I am abandoning my base. I am leaving town. I do not want to come back. I feel like I'm in a huge trouble. I'm going to catch a bunch of these Zerglings out of position using the SCVs to tank and the Blue Flame Hellions to deal out all the damage. And all of the Zerglings fall down. If we look at the units tab, 9 Zerglings, 9 Infestors to 21 Marauders, and 2 Hellions, 8 Marines, and 1 Ghost. 42 Zerglings in production. I'm trying to make as many Marines, Marauders as possible. He's walking in with his Infestors through the front door. I think he's going to be very surprised to see that I have nothing left. Oh, I had to lift up my command center over here. He had spotted it with his Zerglings, and he's just going to walk right into my base. But here I am coming up to the front. He doesn't really have that. The Spine Crawlers attacking. I'm going to take out the Spine Crawlers with my Marauders. And here it comes. I'm trying to control the Hellions because the Hellions are the things keeping me alive against the Zerglings right now. And all the Zerglings disappear with the +2/+2 upgrades. The Zerglings have +2, and I believe +2 melee also. But I'm coming in here to the natural, and I'm going to take out this Zergling. Infestor comes out, and drones are running away. Here come more Zerglings, more Infestors, but no fungal growths on this army, and he's not paying attention. And the Infestors fall. Command Center hiding and landing over there. Zerglings trying to run back to do what they can. Infested Terrans destroying my main base. I have no more production facilities, but I am walking in to Cheshire's base. I have next to nothing, and I see the production facility. I'm just standing here all talented and such. I'm going to take out this upgrade. Whatever upgrade I saw that was going on, and trying to work on the spawning pool. If the spawning pool goes down, he can no longer make any Zerglings at this point in time. Trying to take out the Infestors. Don't want any Infestors also. So he cannot make any more Zerglings. He cannot make any more Infestors. And he's scrambling around. He's got some forces out right now. Taking out the Baneling Nest next. Taking out all the check structures. And then finally taking the Hive out. Look at all these Marines and Marauders in the red. Zerglings coming in, but there are just not enough. And the Infestors are returning home to try to defend. I'm bringing out my other expansion that was hanging out over here. I'm going to land this right over there. I've got mules. I've got SCVs going. I should fix that rally point. It's so terrible with me. I got 8 barracks. No ghost account. I got several barracks just laying around. And, oh, excuse me. Here comes the attack. And he has his Infestors. But I drop a scan, and I'm going to take out the rest of these Infestors before the Infested Terran pop out. But the Infested Terran pop out. A couple Infestors escape, and I'm going to try to take it down. The Zerglings take out the Hellion. There are no more Hellions, but this Ghost is still here, and there's one more Infestor. And he says that he got sloppy and calls good game, and that was a really weird ending. I mean, I had moved my base over here, kind of left town, and you really look at it, actually Zerg is ahead, but he has no way to make military units. He didn't rebuild his spawning pool or infestation pit or anything. So he has all these minerals, but nothing to do with it. And all he has is this one infestor, and I've got mining going on over here. And let me back up just a minute to when my units were over here. In fact, let's go back just a little bit more. Okay, we'll speed this up a little bit. So, take out all the production facilities. So as soon as that all gets taken out, still have just a small clump of units. I don't know exactly what I have installed. Oh, there's a huge fungal growth that take out a lot of the Marines and Marauders, but those Infestors die. And then here come the rest of the Infestors, and they are unburrowed. And I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna try to spread out. He plants a bunch of fungal growths, but missed the main, a good portion of the army, and that's when he burrows, and that's when I scan to go and take out the Infestors. And that was the end of the game there. Let's go back to the 20-minute mark when there were a bunch of things going on. So I was moving out with that force over here. He was dropping infested Terran in my base, and there should be a point when infested Terrans get into my main at some point. It was around the 20-minute mark. Yep, okay. Here he comes with the drop. And he drops his infestors there. And you know what? Poor me. I should be able to see that. I was too busy with my nuke. So there goes the infested Terran. And starts destroying my SCVs, and I quickly respond by pulling every SCV that I can away. Focused here on this nuke. I do kill some drones, doing some damage, but not that much damage. Cleaning up here. Okay, so that's what happened in this matchup. So this was my last match, my last game in the StarCraft 2 qualifying round, and sadly there were 2 games that I did not cast for some reason. I have lost them on my computer. It was another win and 1 more loss, so I ended the record with 7 wins and 2 losses, and the top 2 move on to the next round. And sadly, I did not move on to the next round. Even with 7 wins and 2 losses, one of the matches that you didn't get to see, the guy went on with a perfect 9-0 record, and the other match against One Ton Noodle, the only he only had one lost, which was to the guy that had 9 wins. So those two got to move on to the next round of the tournament, and I got to sit at home in 3rd place, wishing that I won one more game against One Ton Noodle, wishing somehow I was able to win that game. That's the only thing in the back of my mind that I could think of. But you know, this was actually probably a sloppy game by both him and I. I mean, he could have droned up a lot more. I could have done a lot more harassment or done... I did not play very well, but I did end up winning. So, but you can't be satisfied. You know, you always got to aim higher. But anyway, that was the end of my StarCraft 2 tournament. It was pretty fun. It's always fun playing when there's something on the line. At least, you know, when you're competitive like me, anything that puts you into a high-pressure situation, there's nothing like it. You know, you either excel or crumble under the pressure, but either way, I tend to have the most fun when something's on the line. But anyway, I could ramble forever, so that's the end of my tournament series. I don't know what video I'm gonna cast next, but when the time comes, it'll either be another LP or another StarCraft match, or... At this time, as I'm recording this, I just finished doing the recording for Super Mario Bros. 3 on Zero's LP channel. Go check it out. Although, if you check out my channel, you probably know his channel for sure. So, well, anyway, like I said, try to stop rambling on, and I will see you guys next time.